There we go. I'll just keep doing weird hand gestures until the YouTube video starts. Hello, and welcome back to our super sweet SEGA Saturn Spotlight Showcase Spectacular.
Indeed. I know absolutely nothing about this game other than I think it's a fighting game.
I just learned quite a lot about it over this last week. I will have a lot more to learn, I'm sure, but enough to get us started. Before any of that, though, Gooms, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Now, this has potential to get fairly heavy. You don't have to go down a super deep avenue to with your answer or anything like that. But just on a high level, what is the first? How do I want to say this? What was the first world event that you remember really filtering into your day-to-day life? That something happened outside of like the house or anything like that, like something like politically or some sort of social event or something like that you remember existing as a thing in the world and having ramifications for you specifically.
That's a hard question.
It's kind of a big one. I can give you my answer right away.
Sure.
Fairly easy, fairly obvious answer for someone around my age, but 9/11 was kind of that for me. Just like I was kind of aware
There
of
is
politics running up before it, but
there is that, and I thought about that, but to be honest, at the time I didn't really consider it. I just knew that like my parents were watching the news a lot, so um, I think they briefly mentioned it at school one day, but like it didn't like affect my life in a bad substantial of a way.
sure, yeah, that's fair. For me, it was I mean, everyone's gonna have their own stories for it. For me, it was I went to school uh, on the day. My I was in third grade at the time. My third grade teacher was extremely upset. I think he came in after lunchtime and was obviously very distraught, but he didn't specifically say anything to us at the time. He just told us when you get home, you need to talk to your parents and ask them about what's going on because something just happened and I'm not able to tell you about it, but you need to ask them about it. And so fairly measured. My sister is a bit older than me. Remembers having the TV rolled into the classroom with the news and stuff, but that wasn't. I was a little. Think I was a little young for that, but I do remember. I knew about political stuff before then. Of course, the 2000 presidential election that just kind of ran on forever and ever with all the recounts and stuff. But that was kind of a thing that existed in the periphery. With 9/11 in particular, it was like I remember that night or the following night, my parents going to get gas, kind of seeing the writing on the wall, and even right away prices being jacked up and there being huge lines for gas. And I think that was the first time that I really experienced something externally having, even if in to me fairly abstract effects in my day-to-day life.
Yeah, um I feel like most of the events that I do get concerned with, I do think of sort of in the abstract just because they don't affect me personally directly, which
Mhm.
doesn't mean I don't care about them, but it's um hard for them to measure their exact specific impact on my life. Um So I'm not sure how to answer the question.
No, that's perfectly fair. Didn't expect Bush versus Gore being what I walk into for designing four stream, but I'm sure I'll catch up in the replay. Hey, Jared. Yeah, I'm not. My intent isn't to really hyper analyze a whole lot of things, just sort of an icebreaker. Also, congratulations again on the job, Connor. Thank you very much, Jared. The reason I ask is there's potentially a lot to unpack with the subject for tonight's SEGA Saturn studies, Last Bronx. And one angle we can analyze it is that it's very specifically a reflection of where Japan was midway into the 90s, right in the middle of what is referred to as the Lost Decade. Now, I'm the Lost Decade broadly refers to the impact Japan during the 90s into the 2000s. Strictly speaking, these days we refer to it as the Lost Decades, and that kind of runs to present day. But it immediately refers to the condition that Japan found itself in the 90s following the rapid economic growth it experienced in the 70s and 80s, only for the bubble to burst in about 91. Now,
Uh-huh.
I'm not an economist. I don't even know how to pronounce that word with confidence. So I can only give a very high level expression of it. But in essence, Japan in the 90s faced this huge economic slump that really to this day it hasn't recovered from. It's just kind of come to terms with. And with a lot of
it's hard for it to recover when it's having such a issue with the birthing crisis and all that.
in fact, that's kind of part and parcel with it as well. Yeah. A big part of the tapestry of where Japan is culturally these days is kind of a consequence of the birthing crisis and the again the unparalleled growth leading into a direct slump, casting a big shadow over day-to-day life in Japan. Again, largely out of my realm of expertise, but relevant to discuss here because it a lot of the feelings surrounding Japan's status in the Lost Decade filtered into popular culture, the way that these sorts of things always do. For example, a lot of American popular culture through the 50s to 80s reflecting anxieties surrounding the Cold War. And you had that everywhere from Red Scare sort of fiction, the Red Scare being translated into Martian invasions and stuff, to fear of nuclear Armageddon translating into all sorts of dystopian near future pieces in the 80s and such. In Japan's case, a lot of media that came out, especially in the 90s, but even today, that specifically examines Japanese society post-economic collapse is usually an expression of anxieties surrounding the state of living within the lost decades.
Oh.
Which is reflected here in Last Bronx, a game that and you have the manual. I'll have you read through the setup a little bit later, but explicitly referencing an economic slump that results in the streets of Tokyo being taken over by street gangs and all-out warfare between rival street gangs.
I'm surprised because it's called the Last Bronx, which makes me. I would have thought it took place in the Bronx, but
Yeah, I did too, but it turns out absolutely nothing to do with the Bronx. This game is not at all set in there. I don't know why it's called The Last Bronx. Near as I can figure, or my best guess is that it's probably supposed to invoke movies like The Warriors or Escape from the Bronx, types of international to Japan international movies that showed dystopian New York City that were taken over by street gangs. So perhaps the name Last Bronx is supposed to invoke the idea that it exists within that genre of street thugs fighting in the Bronx. But that is
Oh,
purely speculation on my part.
actually, no. The manual explains it.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, I'll read it to you. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Tokyo, the last Bronx. Tokyo was riding high on the tsunami of global economic supremacy when the bubble broke in 91. Then things fell apart. 100 billion yen building complexes were left half finished, and men started having instant ramen for lunch as the slush money supplies dried up. And slowly, the hidden Japan began to emerge, crawling in from the shadows on the outskirts of town. Biker gangs and Chinese mafia, loan sharks and slave traders, doomsday cults, madmen and thieves. Those were the days of the first all Tokyo street war, where young gangs met and clashed and slid into rundown streets slick with their own blood. Then a single crew of unstoppable riders appeared to put an end to the violence and bloodshed. Through fair-handed dealings and iron-fisted fighting skills, the Soul Crew gang blazed a path for the future of Tokyo's young, until, under circumstances still riddled with doubt and accusations, the leader of the Soul Crew was viciously killed. The tenuous balance of power was thrown out of whack, and every street tribe with pride, dreams, or ambition felt the shockwave of his fall like a call to arms. The Second Street War was ignited. At the height of the fighting, an ominously worded challenge to the leaders of the toughest gangs appeared in graffiti scrawls all over town, and it shows. It has an image that's like um, a brick wall with text on it. Fellow citizens, we all grow weary of this bitter strife, and so now I call on each of you in the name of peace. You all know how useless these recent squabbles are. I have a modest proposal
I
to
just
remedy
clocked
this
that too. Yeah.
to remedy this unfortunate situation. I call for a fighting tournament solely between the chosen leaders of each worthy gang, a decisive battle that will spare the lives of the young while setting the question of which group has the power needed to rule Tokyo. Of course, the fights will be held in secrecy, and the results will not be made public. This is a fight for honor, not fame. A final word. I regret that under no circumstances can a refusal to participate be accepted. In the event that any of you do not attend, I will make arrangements to have flowers sent to the funeral. I look forward to meeting each of you at the appointed hour. And then there's like a symbol that says murder backwards. Um, Several of the recipients of this very peculiar challenge shrugged it off as a practical joke, or thought it was a trap set by a rival gang. But when members of their crews were found face down in Tokyo Bay, the truth of its warning became very clear. There will be no RSVPs to the last Bronx.
Dun dun dun.
So
See,
I guess it's using Bronx in like a metaphorical sense, like it's Tokyo was as bad as the Bronx, and it's the last example of that in the modern era.
I suppose. Yeah. It definitely not quite a 1-to-1, but yeah. So like I said, this the context of this being a direct reference to what Japan was kind of going through makes this something that was very much wearing its very much an expression of the contemporary feelings, wearing those on its sleeve. And probably in part because of that, Last Bronx is a game that it is extremely well remembered in Japan, or performed extremely well for the era. This was originally in arcades a 96 release by Sega's AM3 team. We haven't run into AM3. The most relevant game that they would make would eventually be Crazy Taxi, but to this point, this was probably the biggest thing they did. Um, so it was
I
a
can
huge.
I can see I can see a lot of this kind of DNA in games like Final Fight too, which is kind of interesting because um, those sorts of games in the West are probably seen as more like popcorn fare in fitting with um like the action movies they seem to be drawing from. But to the Japanese, they might have like a bigger cultural understanding that like maybe they are still cool in that sense, but like cool in the sense that they um don't just exist to be a cool movie, but like they have this underpinning of like corruption in the city that you're the lone man standing up against kind of thing.
Mhm. Especially as time goes on. It's interesting as well because you'd get works like that in the 80s. Akira comes to mind, but
Yeah.
the Lost Decade started in the 90s specifically, so you kind of had this effect of a lot of dystopian 80s stuff sort of transitioning into. I'm not going to be hyperbolic enough to say the lived experience of the 90s, but at the same time, that sort of thing was probably fresh in a lot of people's minds. The way that
Yeah.
a lot of, again, to compare with America's relationship to the Cold War, a lot of American media in the 50s reflects Red Scare, but also reflects the immediate anxieties of having just come out of World War II.
Hmm.
So you kind of see those ideas combining in some ways, depending on what the content of a given movie or story or what have you is. What parts of those feelings are being expressed by the author.
Uh-huh.
Um, but yeah, so the Last Bronx. I keep saying the Last Bronx. It's not the Last Bronx. It's Last Bronx. Last Bronx did
Well,
very.
well, the it's strange because the manual does say Tokyo hyphen the Last Bronx, so kind of
Uh,
that's not referring to the title of the game, but like it is a header in the manual that refers to it as the Last Bronx.
that is true. Maybe it's like the Minecraft movie or something.
Yeah.
No, but Last Bronx did very well in Japan. Smash hit in the arcades. This came out around the same time as Soul Edge, the predecessor to Soul Calibur, and is kind of
Right.
seen as a counterpart to that, being a 3D fighting game with a big focus on weapons. I want to say Last Bronx beat Soul Edge to the punch, but they're both were contemporary releases. Within Japan, Last Bronx did very well. It got a bunch of tie-in media, most notably a direct-to-TV movie. I understand it's not a very good movie, but it
Oh yeah.
would have been a very early Sega movie, so that's notable in some respect. Sadly, not a success that was really replicated internationally, in part, probably for the reasons that made it extremely popular in Japan. It's a, it represents a very grounded sort of take on the it represents a very grounded setting and context for these fights. In Japan, you have the eight gang leaders that make up its playable cast, and they're all very obviously different archetypes. On an international level, you look at all of these characters and they all kind of look the same, just various flavors of street thug. Compared to Soul Edge, which has characters plucked from different eras of history, and thus there's a lot of different, more familiar international fantasy to what's going on compared to the Japanese focused Last Bronx being more grounded, more homegrown in its take on fantasy.
Or like a Tekken or a Street Fighter where they all have different fighting styles and like there's a world wide tournament where you get all of the different people from across the world joined together. Creates obvious um, difference between all the characters.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, yeah. Um, but this sort of dynamic was also reflected in the Sega Saturn releases. Last Bronx got a fairly quick adaptation onto the Saturn. Um, this was a part of the development history I didn't find a whole lot of specific information on. Maybe next time, because I'm sure this will be at least a 2 sessions game. But
Mm-hmm.
in Japan, Sega went all out on the conversion. There were a couple hits to visual qualities and stuff. I believe the original release had a bunch of product placement that they removed in the Saturn release, understandably, in the form of like billboards in the ruined Tokyo. Kind of a Pikmin 2 take on product placement, which is very interesting. Um, but so the Saturn port kind of removed a couple things, but in Japan they added a ton of special features to the Saturn disc, so much so that it was actually a 2-disc release. Internationally, it was all condensed into 1 disc. They kept a decent amount of the special features, but they removed a bunch as well. And I think internationally, it's the port is kind of seen as this is fine, but nowhere near as fancy schmancy as the Japanese release.
Uh-huh.
Now, one of the most interesting details I found during my research is you'll recall that with Virtua Cop, Sega of Europe made some rather interesting choices with how they were promoting that sucker. So, let me see if I remember how this goes correctly. For Last Bronx, this was fairly late into the Saturn's lifetime. I believe the international release was 97. Yeah, it was 97. So Britain would have gotten this around September of 1997. At this point, Sega was very desperate to move products. Move Saturns. The Saturn wasn't performing well internationally, despite it performing phenomenally well in Japan. They were looking at basically any avenue that they could to promote it. Now, I had never heard of this term before, but do you know what page 3 means when referring to either tabloids or models?
I don't know exactly. I think I've heard it, and I could take a guess, but I'm not sure.
That's fair. So, as I understand, for the longest time in Great Britain, your supermarket tabloids, which of course we have in the States here as well, would just be full of whatever gossipy, sexy news pieces, whatever, blah, 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 blah. It was standard practice at the time that on page 3, so not the cover, you open it up and you go from page 1 to page 3. First thing you see is a naked woman.
Okay.
That was sure to grab your attention. So Sega
Would not have guessed that.
Indeed. And again, supermarket. This wasn't like an adult bookstore or anything. This was just right in the supermarket. You could just grab it off the shelf and go, oh yeah, naked woman. So you had specific models, and you could and they would advertise stuff, and Sega of Europe decided, maybe this is an avenue we can explore. So Late into the Saturn's lifestyle, Sega decided that they were going to pair up with, I forget which tabloid, but they were going to pair up with tabloid, and they were going to do a lot of coverage for their games with various page 3 models cosplaying as different characters. In particular, two of the ladies from Last Bronx were set and did indeed have some photo shoots done of the different characters. I don't. I think they got some pre-release stuff done, so not the actual naked pictures, but the cosplay pictures, and they were all set to go with this big ol' advertising campaign. When and again, I believe the it was all set to go for September. Then at the end of August of 1997, Lady Diana, Princess of Wales, died very tragically. And that was basically everything that every news piece in all of Great Britain covered for an entire month. The tabloids didn't have time for the sexy ladies. They had much bigger fish to fry. So, because of the extremely tragic death of Lady Diane, Last Bronx was not advertised by sexy women.
Gotcha.
Wrap your head around that one. It bears mention that this wasn't just Sega doing this sort of shenanigans. We looked at PlayStation All-Stars Fight Thing recently, and we're talking about Polygon Man as a failed mascot for Sony. Sony of America was like, hey, let's do this. Sony of Japan was like, good lord, no, that's terrible. So in a panic, Sony of America cobbled together the first advertising campaign they could, which was taking a character from, what is it, Battle Arena Toshinden, and did some, I don't even know how to describe it, kind of kink adjacent. Sonya says this, Sonya says this, Sonya didn't say that. So it wasn't completely out of the realm of possibility for, or it wasn't completely unexpected for Sega to try to use, call it as it is, sex to sell their console. But still,
It was the 90s.
It was the 90s. It was a different time. Still kind of weird to look at back, though, in retrospect, because good lord, they would not do that these days.
Yeah.
I know this has been a lot of prelude to us actually looking at the damn game, but I ran into that during my study and was like, what the hell? I have to mention this.
Do you have the manual up as well?
I closed it, but I can bring it up just
you
a
probably
sec.
should in case you need to look at the move list.
Good idea, actually. All right, yeah, I've got that. On that note, let us go ahead and get started. Let me just switch stuff over here. Like I said, this probably isn't going to be a... we're probably not going to finish... We're probably going to take a little bit of time on this. I could see this being like how we tackled... what was it? The Bushido Blade games a couple years back, where... we had a session of me trying to figure it out, and then a session coming back to it and giving it a more earnest effort.
Right.
But yeah, let's not delay any further. Let's get underway. And we're right there. All right, so we have, like I said, Even though this is the stripped down version, we do still have quite a few modes. There's arcade mode, versus mode, Saturn mode, survival mode, time attack mode, watch mode, as well as unlockable movies and character portraits. Also a couple practices.
Honestly, that is a lot for a fighting game this early on. I'm
Mhm.
surprised. Like,
Uh,
this is the time period where, like, there were still fighting games that didn't have any training modes. So, like, I greatly appreciate the amount of options on this in this.
well, let's remember that the Virtua Fighter conversion was just a couple years ago. Hell, Golden Axe the Duel was maybe a year ago.
Uh-huh.
Compared to those, this is absolutely chock-a-block full. Again, this is pretty similar to Bushido Blade, but that was a ground-up console release. This is an arcade conversion.
The only thing I don't like is that they should advertise these modes more. Like, in this little select which one, it makes it look like there's less than there actually is. Which, like, why you want to do that about your game?
You kind of want there to just be a big old menu taking... the logo should be tiny and the menu should be big.
Yeah, it should have different. It should list each one of these modes separately, and then you could choose which one to go to. But
Yeah. We'll go ahead and start with arcade mode. Alright, normally I would ask who we should play as. I am going to insist that we at least start as Nagi Hojo. Strictly because, and I'm not making this up, her nickname is apparently the Raving Lesbian. Happy Pride Month, folks.
okay. I appreciate having 3 female characters out of your 8-character roster. That's pretty rare for this time.
Yes. Alright. I'm just learning this as we go along here. Alright, so I know the controls are very similar to Virtua Fighter. There's a punch, there's a kick, and I think there's a block as well.
Just because I'm the only daughter of a Zaibatsu director's family doesn't mean I have to be spoiled rotten and nasty, but I am anyway. I formed the Dogma crew with one rule only: no boys allowed. I don't hate men, I just expect them to serve me. And if pigs like Kurosawa can't handle it, they can tell it to the business end of my sai. That tomboy Yoko, on the other hand, is welcome to join us whenever she wants.
And that was a fairly clean round 1. It's promising. Oh, well, whatever.
Well, we'll see. Usually the
Oh, there we go.
first round in every fighting game is a complete jobber.
I do understand this. This is a fairly technically complex fighting game, so we'll probably get there before too long.
Yeah. Granted, people say that about literally every fighting game, so...
Fair. Yeah, boy, this really does take a lot of cues from Virtua Fighter. The short rounds, the UI, the gameplay timer in the bottom.
If you do a half circle forward and then punch plus kick at this, and then punch plus kick, you can do a head scissors throw.
Okay. Alright. Up. Ow. Actually, I think I've got a dedicated grab button. Let's start with that. Huh, okay.
It says half circle forward plus punch plus kick, so I guess you have to do punch and kick at the same time.
Ah, time over. What is that? Ow. Okay, so that's definitely guard. Ooh, you let down your guard for a second, he is absolutely... Okay. Oh, wow, okay. Okay, I do kind of like how snappy a lot of her moves are, though.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I feel like round length is a lot more relevant here than it is in Virtua Fighter. Wait, what?
So, as is typical of the genre of 3D fighters, there's a bajillion different inputs. I don't know which ones to tell you about.
No, that's okay. That's okay. Let's just start by me getting a feel for general controls and stuff. Ooh, I kind of like that leg sweep. Actually, that's pretty killer. I'm given to understand as well that you can interact. You can't ring out, but you can interact with the edges of the arenas.
Huh. So it's like a wall to get bumped up against.
Yes, but you can actually stand on the fence and then jump off of it, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I see.
Ah. No, right. Guard button. That one. Oof. It does feel nice and snappy, though. It's kind of an interesting dichotomy with Virtua Fighter. The first one, we'll just say, with Virtua Fighter, its characters have slower but more powerful moves, whereas here, characters have very strong moves. Ah, damn it! but they're not as powerful since it's very easy to let around a timeout.
Uh-huh.
Oh, of course, I just let her run away with that. Okay, so there are separate endings for a defeat by timeout versus a defeat by KO. Oh, low guard, good to know. Ah, counter grab.
I bet you just kind of bonk her on the head with your sai.
Yeah, come to think of it, that's not really the effective part of a sai, huh?
Well, yeah, the idea is that you can stab with them. They're not even sharp. They're only good at stabbing and maybe hooking.
I'll just snap kick her a couple. It's not really snap kick.
Did you press punch for it? Because that is a move called quick snap.
Ah, damn. No, I did not.
If you just press kick, that's high kick.
Okay, so... Ah, damn.
I do like some of these move names, like spiny high kick, sadistic high kick, head trauma, nasty fork, bad girl jump, hysteric spin kick.
Definitely leaning a bit into her as femme fatale.
Yeah.
Here, I'll just play a little... Ow, that was stupid of me. Yeah, I deserved that.
Might want to look at the move list to see if anything catches your eye.
Yeah, let's see.
Because, like...
Ice Queen. Alright, let's just work through some of these.
Because
Punch.
if you just push buttons, it feels like you're working with, like, a quarter of your moveset.
I do like this roll. I don't think that's Ice Queen. That's just standard grab. What is punch? Nope, that's guard. Well, I do want guard. It's punch and guard.
It is only a 3-button fighter, which is interesting.
Do they combine buttons on the Saturn controller? Like,
okay.
Oh, that's what I'm wondering.
Oh, let me see. Oh, interesting. So, uh, how do I word this? The X, Y, and Z buttons. So
Mhm.
A, B, and C are guard, kick, and punch, right?
Makes sense.
X, Y, and Z are punch plus guard, kick plus guard, and punch plus kick. So they're like macros, so you don't have to push 2 buttons.
Okay, that's why. So that is that grab that I'm pulling off there then. Damn it.
And L is punch plus kick plus guard.
Okay.
That's
Okay, that's
interesting,
why I'm busting out that roll there.
yeah, that's interesting, but it makes it really hard to read this move list. And I know that you could just...
Oh, okay. Here we go. Moving on. Lust Subway. Strange name.
So, like, there's a move called the Crab Claw Leg Drop, which is left, right, kick plus grab. Left, right plus kick plus grab. But really that means it's left, right plus... left, right plus Y if you want it to come out as quickly as possible.
Oh, hey, that's pretty slick, actually. Okay.
And like
Hell.
most of the moves are like that. But since it's listed as punch plus kick and not Y, or kick plus grab and not Y, I have to keep scrolling back and forth and see which one's which.
Nightmare Island.
So I guess I will make a little notepad here.
There you go.
A little cheat sheet.
Up. Haha. No, wait, that's guard. Alright, so roll in and... Nope. Ah, damn. That's KO.
You also have a special button, which I don't know when that's for.
What's that mapped to? R? Yeah. Not something that I can do here. Maybe it's tied to, like, one of the other modes, though.
Uh-huh. Okay, so now that I have the translation up, I could tell you any move and have it be a lot simpler.
Okay. Yeah, I do think that they do that with some of the later Virtua Fighters as well. They combine buttons.
Yeah.
So... Alright, so... which...
So, right plus Z is spin kick.
Right, see. Okay. Hold on. Oh, wow, no. I'm trying to remember what I have everything mapped to now. Hold on.
Yeah.
I think it's... Nope. Let's see. I know that's X, that's Y. Then that has to be Z, but that's clearly a punch.
Well, Z isn't a kick or a punch. It's punch plus kick. B is punch.
Well, right, that's just it. The attack that's coming out when I hit what I've mapped to Z is the same as what comes out when I hit what I've mapped to B.
Right. Because...
Actually, no, it's not.
Oh, it's not. Okay.
It's the same initial attack, but it doesn't combo the way that just just mashing a punch does. Ow.
I think when... So X, Y, and Z are like you're pushing the two buttons at the same time, but they don't have an input for just pushing X or just pushing Y or just pushing Z. Or, well, they have one for just pushing Y, but not the other two. Which means that
God damn it.
I guess it prioritizes one over the other or something.
Doesn't surprise me if one comes out quicker because it has to.
Yeah. Basically, you only want to use X, Y, and Z for your special moves. And that's in part of a longer sequence. A, B, and C are going to be your ones that like combo into each other and stuff.
What was the one that was a half circle?
That was half circle forward, and then Z would be the easiest way.
Oh, hey, it's a taunt. That wasn't what... no. The special move is... A special button is a taunt. I just figured that out. Ah, damn it.
Gotcha.
And Z.
That might be it.
No, that's the basic one. That's the Ice Queen.
That happens when you just push X.
Yep.
To them.
And that's what I've been doing.
Okay. Yeah, X and Y have an input, but Z does not when you just push it by itself.
Do I have something? This is totally breaking the illusion. I don't even know where to start looking. Never mind. Never mind. No illusion breaking. Just need to check to see where I've got controls set up later. But I'm pretty sure I know how I've got them squared up. It just... Yeah, that's right. Can't get this. Can't... Oh, damn, he got this. Oh, accidental perfect.
He seemed to so far be using like traditional Japanese weapons too. Like he has that giant hammer that they use to break down doors,
Oh, you're right, yeah.
and she has the sai.
I know,
I think the other girl had tonfa.
yeah, I was just gonna say. Um, I know one of the guys has, like that collapsible stick that's 3 in 1.
Yeah, yeah. I forget what that's called, but I know what you mean.
Naked Airport. Oh, this guy, in fact.
Yes.
Ah, man. Yeah, that was dumb. Radical parking lot! I suppose that's where you go to enter Radical Highway. Oh, I believe these two are supposed to be big rivals.
Huh.
So he'll take the opportunity to taunt her whenever she goes down, maybe?
Can't tell if that's a baseball bat he has or like a training sword.
I think it's a Boken.
A boken. Okay.
Well, he hits damn hard with it, that's for sure.
You're not gonna be able to finish this stream without doing his hysteric spin kick at least once.
I'll see if I can lab it out in training.
Yeah.
Sweep the leg!
I do find 3D fighter designers kind of interesting because they don't have as complex of inputs usually, but instead they just have like really long sequences or a lot of different moves you do, so it's a different kind of difficulty.
Mhm. I eventually grabbed through his guard. Ah, damn. That sucker punch of his that comes out from below, that's mean. Ah, man. Counter grabbed. Which one is his hysteric kick? Wow, that is hysteric kick spin is complicated. Okay.
Yes.
We'll come back to that. Kick and grab is Y?
That is why, yes.
Okay. So it's down, down, kick. No. Not here. Not here. Lab it out later.
Might be a good idea to lab it out first.
Yeah.
I don't know how much you can get through the ladder without knowing all your moves.
Well, we're most of the way through already.
Are we?
Yeah, we're on stage 7.
How
There
many stages?
either 8 or 9.
Oh, okay then.
Got him! I don't know if we do mirror matches in this. Tears Bridge. Or maybe Tears Bridge.
Or
Oh, nope.
TR's bridge.
Red Eye! Maybe the red rum mentioned in the letter?
Maybe.
Who can say? Got him. One more, though.
Yeah, I don't see Red Eye mentioned on the character list, so...
Yeah, this will be our boss character. Our first boss character? I don't know. He's the guy on the box art, at least. And that's that.
Kind of a chump for a boss character.
And that's apparently game.
Oh. Oh. Huh.
Maybe some other stuff to check out. Let's let this play out first.
That is probably the easiest arcade ladder I've ever seen in a fighting game.
Now, we weren't playing on highest difficulty. We were just going in on normal, which is notably not arcade difficulty.
Right.
But That was quite approachable. All right. Let's... Nope, wait. Double back for N. Oh, we do have letters.
You mean numbers?
Yeah, those guys. I mean, that felt very anticlimactic, like it had to be some kind of, neutral ending? Alright, well, before we get anywhere else, let's check out movies. I forgot to show this before, but we can at least see the opening.
Wow, this is very obviously Akira based. Inspired.
Like I said, stuff that existed within the cultural parameters of influence and stuff.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so that, I mean, that's Red Eye there, but...
Yeah, kind of underwhelming. I think the normal fighters were tougher.
Now, I think there's more going on here, or there's got to be more at play. Gooms, if you would, could you flip to the section in the manual that describes Movie Viewer?
Yeah, I did see something there. Let me see. In the movie select screen, highlight the title of the animation you want to watch by pressing the D-pad. Okay, blah, blah, blah. When you first start playing Last Bronx, the only movie available is the intro animation from the game start sequence. There is a way to make more titles available, but it's a secret. You're smart. You'll figure it out.
The manual overall is a little condescending like that. I kind of like that. Then I believe the immediate next section... Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, portraits right after that. If you thought the movies were a tough nut to crack, the portraits are even more shrouded in secrecy. We're only allowed to reveal that the select screen works like the one in movie mode. The rest is classified.
And we indeed do not have any portraits. I suspect we got a bad or neutral ending on that arcade ladder, and maybe or maybe we have to play through it in Saturn mode rather than arcade mode.
Probably.
Before we do that, though, let's see if we can't figure out. Let's see if we can't figure out that hysterical kick. What do you think? Free practice mode or aerial combo practice mode?
Free practice, I'm sure.
All right. And yeah, here we have the 8 characters that we saw before. Let's beat up Kurosawa.
Dramatic look over that they have.
Yeah, that's fun. Again, you can really see the influence Virtua Fighter would have had on this.
Uh-huh. Oh, it even has an input display. That's pretty uncommon for the time.
D. Oh, D for defense. Okay. Alright, so... Indeed, that is... Kick punch. So... A, B, C... X, Y, Z. Okay. Now the specific combination we're looking for is down, down, kick and grab, kick, kick and guard, rather. Kick, down, and kick. Oh boy, okay. Kick, down. So we'll do these slowly. It's going to be down.
It's down, Y. For one thing you can do.
Right. Down,
Y. C, down, C.
All right. All right. Well, that's
Y, C, down, C.
Oh, I see. There's a series of modifications at play. So to start, low spin kick is down, Y.
Yep.
Well, not quite. Down, Y. Maybe down, Y? Alright, that I was pulling off before. So down, Y, and then there's a double spin kick. So we segue into...
A kick after that.
Okay. Nope. Got a little excited there. Maybe it's timing based? Maybe I do need to... No. Alright, so that's the same as that. Okay. Okay, so I don't need to double tap. If I'm holding, she segues into that. So let's instead try and working with that. That kick. Oh wait, maybe I have to let go. So I down here, sweep kick, and then kick into other kicks? Do I have to wait for the animation to finish?
Probably not. You could normally buffer inputs.
So...
That time you press the guard kick twice.
And then another... No, I don't think these kicks are especially hysterical.
No.
No, darn. Okay. Snap and high. Let's practice with some of these other ones.
Yeah. Okay.
So punches, snap. So 1, 2, 3. So snap, knock, turn. Spinny high kick, snap, knock, turn, kick. Nope, wrong button. Okay, that's something. Snap and knock turn, or that's a spinny high kick. And then sadistic high kick is maybe what I did. Yeah, okay.
It was that second one.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
I guess that only connects if they're being really aggressive or something.
That's a bad girl jump. Some of these names. Bad girl jump plus low spin kick. So up and down. Up, down. Alright, that's it. And then we move into the da-da-da. Oh, wait, no, that's the combination. That was 1, 2, 3.
Okay. Oh, I see. Yeah, you were thinking that it had to be down on the ground, but it doesn't.
Right, that...
It combos into the air after the ground.
Okay. Alright, so let's see. Is that... Da-da-da. 1. Nope. Da-da-da. 1, 2... I get so excited with the kick start to connect that I just spam kick, but that's not how fighting games go.
Yeah.
1, 2, down. So it's snap, 1, 2, and then down. Nope. I don't have to be next to him. Da-da-da. 1, 2, down. That was 3. 1, 2... Ah! See? Again, I do it. I think that's the hysterical kick.
It was that hysterical, but okay.
It's kind of hysterical. Nope, too many again. Okay. I can at least perform it.
Yeah.
Okay, alright. What are some of these other ones? Cross cutter. Nah. I think that's it. Looks like the game's a little forgiving of some extra inputs.
Well,
Right.
it's because you inputted it after you punched. So you were already going through your animation.
Alright, that's the double hand smash. Hard body snap. Looks like that's coming out of a run. Middle thrust.
Okay.
Okay, and then middle thrust slide.
The middle thrust side.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, okay. Middle slash. Slash rush. Oh. I think I moved on to something else. Cutthroat upper. That did seem pretty cutthroat. Hard body twist. True enough, okay. Back somersault, so... Oh, I do have a retreating attack. Nice. Stiletto heel. I think I was pulling that off before. Yeah, that's her axe kick. Okay. Back somersault? Oh, okay. Middle hook kick. Alright. I think I'm getting some of this.
I find that a lot of 3D fighting games, it's not nearly as hard to do each individual move in isolation. Um, it's just that trying to chain them together is where the difficulty comes in.
Head scissors. Nope, that's this one. So, again. There we go!
Yeah. I figured that move had to look interesting, and it does.
It does. Look at me, I'm pulling off moves like I actually know what I'm doing here. Let's get a little closer.
Did you do the crab claw leg drop?
Yeah, that's, what is it again? Nope. That's the button. Note that she kicks him and drops him in a different direction compared to the... No, wait, no, that is, that's Ice Queen, so crab claw leg drop. Well, let me get over here first. Nope. Yeah, okay. Alright, so... That's Ice Queen.
Yeah, that was punch. You need to do kick instead. See how it's...
Oh, you're right.
Punch.
I see.
Yeah.
So that'll be this one. That's a snap kick. Although, maybe because it inputs as guard kick, maybe I instead hit them the other way. No, I don't think it works that way. So I can just don't worry about that. And what is it? Charge motion. So with my controller, it's a little hard to avoid hitting You see me accidentally inputting diagonals or verticals.
Yeah.
No, I'm not even on the right side for that input. There we go, that's it.
Yeah.
Take it a little slower. Game's actually a little forgiving with some of these windows. Not that forgiving.
Well, that time you... Oh, wait, no. Never mind.
There we go.
Yeah, okay, you got it.
I think I missed that grab, but it still let me get away with kicking him. That's interesting. Yeah, see, that time she brought him down with her. Whereas if I'm a little further away... Nope. No, maybe not. Because you see her when she's out of range, she does the grab motion.
I see.
Okay, alright. Up and over. Oh, I need to be knocked down. I can't make myself be knocked down, though. But ground attacks, I believe, are recovery attacks, so those are options, too, I'll have to remember. Alright, but let's check out some other stuff, though. Alright, I want to do a run through Saturn mode. Should I stick with Nagi? See if this will let us get, I don't know, a movie for her or something?
We probably should, because we spent all that time learning, so...
Fair. Alright.
Round one, fight!
course, now in actual practice, I'm a little too excited to consistently, confidently pull stuff off, but it'll come out.
Yeah.
Ah, crap. Ah, damn it. Wee.
Timer scammed. In these bloody streets where only one can survive the death tournament. Unless you timer scam.
Why does it give me the option to roll if I can't actually do anything with that? That's not something I thought to check. Alright.
I mean, it could help you roll under high attacks and then get in closer. Maybe.
True. Uh-oh. Crap. Ah, damn! Rising kick, right. Ooh, didn't think I'd take that. Crap. Hopefully the goal is not a single credit clear. It probably is.
Yeah, for at least one of the movies.
Ah, well.
Or pictures, maybe. Portraits.
Yeah, those feel more secret. I forgot about this theme. Ah, man. Oops. Crap. Yep. Wee. Not an especially dignified victory, but you know. Oh, that ground attack. Ah, damn. I guess priority isn't really a thing when the other guy has a massive hammer. Come on. Damn it! I'll take that.
Be careful with that size, kind of clipping through your arm there.
Oh, no, no, no. Ah, man. Darn. Nice.
That kick's good against him because it outranges most of his attacks, and then it quickly
Mhm.
keeps you in a safe place.
Yeah, there's a good amount of power behind that kick. In general. Let go of guard too soon. Ah! Punished. Ooh, nice! Ah, okay. In Saturn mode, we fight Red Eye before the rival.
I see. Bit strange, but okay.
Well, so that we get our actual fated fight finally. We don't care about this Jackanapes, we care about the guy that we've got a blood feud with. Phew. Ah, too soon.
Okay, everyone else is pretty semi-realistic, and then what's this deal? What's this guy's deal?
Well, he's the bad guy.
Yeah, but it's got like a scouter on, and he's like pure red.
I don't know. He's crazy or whatever. Here we go.
Okay, their X's.
Wow! He's a bit of a step up.
Yeah.
ザコが引っ込んでる。
この屈辱はよりによってあんたが最後かい。
そらこっちのセリフだな。愛しのな
I guess we'll get this every time.
本当に目障りなやつだね、あんた。
ラウンドワン、ファイト。
Yep. Wrong button.
Guess I'll look up his backstory too, since it's relevant.
Might as well, yeah.
Welcome to Roppongi. Now get out. This is my turf, my town. You want to walk on my streets? You're gonna have to pay the piper. That's me, and I'm packing a pretty big pipe, if you know what I mean. This whole fighting tournament is a joke. Nobody gets over on Kurosawa. Yusako, Joe, Zaimoku, the whole bunch of them. And they're running around playing kids' games, trying to decide who's king of the hill. Last time I checked the crown, it said, Roppongi, hardcore boys rule. If the whole town wants to scuffle for the top spot, I'm game. Never walk away from somebody when you can walk all over them. And if that punk Red-Eye wants a taste, well, let's see how he likes sucking down 3 feet of hardwood with no teeth. Kind of an asshole, but I think that's intended.
Well, I mean, they're all street crime bosses.
To an extent, but like in this situation, I am very much on Nagi's side in this exchange.
Got him! And we are loading something else. Here we go.
そんなに俺様が嫌いかい。
あんた理由を知ってて聞いてるね。
なんだら教えてやろうか。
Yeah, you deserve that.
忘れられないよね。
I think
And
the
there's credits.
implication is that he was so shitty of a boyfriend that she discovered she was a lesbian.
Perhaps, yeah. For the record, I genuinely have no idea where that alias comes from. For all I know, it's just a thing in Japan that was never formally localized or whatever, but I don't know. I happen to see that.
The manual does say that she's like interested in other girls, so I not necessarily a lesbian, but sapphic.
Yeah. So okay, we looks like we unlock other character, or we unlock we unlock movies by clearing character stories in Saturn mode.
Gotcha. This game's interesting. It feels surprisingly modern in like its tone and in its like in the amount of modes it has, and in like the kind of theming that it's trying to accomplish with its endings and stuff. Like, maybe there's some that are kind of goofy. I don't know, but so far it seems like it's trying to show off an aspect of real life with these characters. Like you could actually take something of these characters' lives and apply it to your own. But
Yeah. It especially for the era, this feels very fully realized.
uh-huh.
Alright. I am just kind of curious about this watch mode. I'm just going to roll this, see what this is real quick.
CPU versus CPU, probably.
I see that would make sense. Kind of an odd addition, but...
No, I've seen those before. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, indeed, this is just CPU versus CPU.
Yeah, some people, especially if they're bad at the game, just want to see people fighting. So, like, I get it.
Yeah, fair enough. But alright, so we've got a... there's still more for us that we can do here. There's survival mode, there's time attack mode. We could check those out as Nagi. We could also take some time to... Wow! Harsh. We could try out some of the other characters as well. Probably running through Saturn mode to see if we can get more character endings.
So, survival mode, fight each Last Bronx fighter in one-round elimination combat without recovering any life. Just find out just how much you can take and how far you can take it without resorting to the first aid kit. So,
Interesting. I know I wouldn't last long in that, but I appreciate that that exists.
and time attack mode. Hey, Speedy, take on all the other characters in order. Plus, get a really neat ranking when you clear all the stages. Pick a fighter as in arcade mode, then enter the fight. The Last Bronx fighters come at you in arcade sequence. When you successfully clear all stages, the time attack results screen appears so you can see how much you stack up against the competition. So, pretty much the same, just timed.
Probably with more of a leaderboard or something.
Yeah.
Why is there breathing? All right. Well, why don't we try out someone else then?
Okay.
Oh, that's cute. You got a preference for who we play as?
Let's do Kurosawa. I just want to see if, like, I want to give him a chance.
Okay.
See how much of an asshole he is.
Let's see. I'm looking at some of his move names. One of his throws is, "Sorry, I'm just evil." What?
Okay. Yeah, they know what they're doing. He has a move called lobotomy. Face meet floor. Bungee stick. Ooh.
Ooh.
Bungee pit. An attack called "Where's my money?"
Wait, I think...
Oh, they have misdemeanor assault and felonious assault. This one will specifically be a misdemeanor, and this one will specifically be a felony.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. We're really leading into him being a complete dick.
Yeah.
I think with everyone else, there's a sense of that they're toughs, but there's some sort of like
they're trying to accomplish, like, they think that they're in the right, maybe, but this guy just an asshole, and he knows he's an asshole, and he embraces it.
yes. Let's see. I think that was face meet floor. Okay. So whatever X is mapped to is going to be the standard grab I'm going to be using a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I like that 1-inch punch that he does. No, wait, crap.
See if you can do sorry, I'm just evil.
I've got the input on it, I just keep whiffing it. Let's see. Yeah, see, that grab is it. I just...
You have to be closer.
Ah, come on. Alright. That's it. Ooh! Harsh. I like that with Kurosawa, it's kind of a cold, slow bursts of violence out of him. Because it's a slow advance and then, well.
Do lobotomy as well, quarter circle forward, and then Z.
Okay, well I'm getting the... Wait, what's that slapping combo that he has? Alright. Again, I'm getting the input, I just need to... get the timing right. Alright, hold on, let me... Nope. It is a throw, right? Yeah, it's a throw. That's it. That's lobotomy.
Okay. Alright.
I think, honestly, really good animation for this one. Like I said, you can really tell the personality just from how they move, and that's as much fighting style and everything. But
I wonder if this game was like Japan's Grand Theft Auto, kind of.
oh, I don't know, maybe. Also, note here, Nagi is not considered Kurosawa's rival.
Huh.
It's not a one-to-one system in this game. It's kind of an interlocking system.
It's a Mega Man weakness chain.
Pretty much, yeah. Interesting implications there. So, Kurosawa is extremely important to Nagi, but Nagi is not important to Kurosawa. We'll see who he considers to be worthy of his attention at the end of this chain.
I guess that's good too, because then we could like just see who that is and then try them out next.
True.
ザゴは引っ込んでる
You should do Where's My Money?
Which one is that? Forward.
Forward Z, and then punch.
Okay, so.
Forward Z B.
Oh, that's it. That's the slow advance and slaps.
Oh, the slap combo.
Yes.
Where's my money?
And again, he's slowly strolling forward, where it's the Z corresponds to that initial slap, and then P is a series of follow-up slaps.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah, the first one is "Hey you," and then the second one is "Where's my money?"
Oh, okay. Ah, man. I can hey you, but I can't where's my money consistently. Yeah, the only thing with that is it is very well telegraphed, so
Yeah.
can't really surprise an opponent with that.
It's like a mix-up attack. You do it when, because the timing is so strange, they might hit it. They might walk into it or something.
Yeah.
ザゴは引っ込んでる
Uh-oh. No! Ah, man.
諦めな好きにしな
Ah, man. That's where my money is. On the ground!
I feel like I would want to learn this game just because it, the inputs don't seem that hard, and it also, I like that it takes itself a little more seriously and has movement that isn't like as ridiculous as a lot of fighting games. You can clearly see everything that's going on with it.
Yeah.
ザゴは引っ込んでる
I'm telling you, this is close enough to your Virtua Fighter that a decent amount of those skills translate over. Obviously, not as a little less grounded in terms of being a pure expression of fighting game goodness, but just because I think Virtua Fighter as a series benefits from not having a ton of specific characterization and personality doesn't mean that I don't think a game without with personality is worse for it.
ザゴは引っ込んでる
Right. And like this, it is similar to Virtua Fighter in a lot of ways, but I think like the moves come out a little faster, and you obviously don't have the moon jumping. But I'd have to compare it to Virtua Fighter 2 and see.
I think I forget which of Sega's teams was involved with Virtua Fighter 3. I think that was AM3 was a bit more involved with that.
Mhm.
This is definitely a lot closer to how Virtua Fighter 3 thinks.
Uh-huh.
Because Virtua Fighter 2 is a lot like the first game, a little less floaty, but fairly similar. But with 3, that's when it starts to be very quick and snappy in the way that modern Virtua Fighter is.
Gotcha.
Alright, so this will be the Red Eye stage.
Round 1. Fight!
Oh, it's a different stage you're fighting him on.
Yeah, we always fight Red Eye on what our character's home stage would be.
Huh. I guess they didn't want to make his own stage for a boss character.
Round 2. Fight!
Ah, man.
Round 3. Fight!
Yeah, I left myself open to that.
Round 1. Fight! Round 2. Fight! Round 3. Fight!
Ooh, nice. Ooh, less nice. There we go. Alright, let's see. This will be the rival face-off.
可愛がっていた優作ちゃんはおねんねの時間だとよ。あんなのがソウルクルーを継ぐなんてな、情よ。こんなんなら俺様が出張るまでのことはなかったね。もういいのか？上等だよ。Round 1. Fight!
Alright, so since we're here, can you read off Joe's descriptor?
Sure. Yusaku's a good kid, maybe a little wet behind the ears, but he'll do alright. I could have taken over the Soul Crew after the shakeup, but that's not my thing. So I told Yusaku that it was time for him to step up and be a man. Then I hit the road. Just give me some clear streets and room to ride, and you won't hear any complaints from me. That's why I started Shinjuku Mad. We're into the same things, bikes, brawls, and bad attitudes. It's not that we go out looking for trouble. It just seems to come our way. Never seems to hang around for long, though. Hard to cause a beef on 2 broken knees. Anyway, that's my story. I'm not too interested in this whole fighting game, but I've got time to kill. And somebody's gotta show Red Rum what it means to be bad.
Okay. So Joe seems to be a bit more of a veteran in the street wars. But
Yeah.
kind of a would like to be retired veteran.
Yeah.
俺の前に姿を見せるな。 目障りだ。好きにしな。貴様の可愛がっていた優作ちゃんはおねんねの時間だとよ。あんなのがソウルクルーを継ぐなんてな、情よ。こんなんなら俺様が出張るまでのことはなかったね。
もういいのか？
上等だよ。
I like that Joe just barely tolerates Kurosawa's shit. Again, Joe is more important to Kurosawa than Kurosawa is to Joe.
Right.
It's just such an interesting character dynamic to have, now that I think on it.
Uh-huh. It makes a lot of sense for a fighting game, too, that they have specific beef with these people, but the other people are just kind of defending themselves.
Mm-hmm.
It couldn't really work unless
Oh, here we go.
You have these sort of asshole characters.
Yeah. Something like Ryu and Bison is a lot more direct or equal.
あのバカな優作ちゃんは聞いちゃいなかったがね。ああ、貴様手抜いたな。それで優作のケツ拭いたつもりが。
だとすりゃどうする。
くたばりや！ソウルクルーの残党だな！
Rivalry destined to continue, I suppose.
Yes. There's some crazy unlocks I see with this, and cheat codes as well.
Yes, I was hoping to figure out some of those unlocks.
Yeah.
Because it's correct me if I'm wrong, it's not characters, it's weapons specifically are unlocks.
Well, it's a code for different unlocks.
Okay.
It says at character select screen, highlight anyone and press the following. Hold block on 13th start. Whatever that means.
Oh, interesting. So as the timer's counting down, I hit block specifically when the timer's on 13 and then hit start?
It says start 13, block after 13th start. So you press start 13 times, maybe?
Well, that wouldn't make sense because that would start is how you would. Well, actually, maybe it is. Repeat that to me again, please.
13 starts followed by block.
Okay. I think you are correct. Is that only for a specific mode, or can we do that on any mode?
I think that's on any mode.
Let's try it on watch mode, just to see how that goes. So, 1, 2, 3, 4... Nope, that definitely doesn't work there.
Maybe you have to do it really fast.
No, I don't know, easy enough to escape the arcade ladder. Yeah, no. No, starts the thing. But,
And they have very weird weapons listed separately, which is press the start button 13th times at the character select screen. So,
well, that would be the that would be the thing that we'd be going for. Gonna try, I'll wait until... Oh, damn. Because block also initiates it. Has to be something I'm missing here. Okay. Let me just cross-reference this myself. Oh, I'm seeing, Interesting. Yeah, genuinely not sure, how I would do that? Question mark? Because again, hitting a start is what activates, or is what selects the character. But I guess I can try.
Are you sure you're pressing start and not guard?
I'm definitely pressing start, but let's try it fast.
Because here's another one that says, each character has an alternative silly weapon they can use. It's just a model swap. It has no effect on their fighting ability. On the character select screen, press start 13 times, and then select your character with guard to access the weapon.
See, I'm pretty sure I'm doing that. Yeah, because that's...
Last Bronx.
Yeah, that's definitely start. Yeah, no, it's just going.
Round 1. Fight.
Hold on. It would just be the one. Ba.
What?
Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Let's go back into the game. I did not realize I could go to the BIOS on this. I would have to remember that.
Maybe just mash it as fast as you can.
Must have to mash it real fast.
Round 1. Fight.
No, that's pretty normal.
Yeah, no, I know what her funky weapons would be. We'd know it if we got it. I guess I'll keep trying on watch mode. Nope.
Round 1. Fight.
Maybe coming into it, I hold up. No, surely not.
Round 1. Fight.
No, that can't be it. Oh, okay. I need, something I'm missing is that I need to do arcade clears as everyone.
Are you sure about that?
I think so. Yeah, I'm checking a couple different places for it. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, da, 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 da. Yeah, I think in general there's a lot of the unlocks I think are tied to Oh, okay, okay. I see what you're seeing. That cheat code I believe is for the arcade release specifically. On console, I believe you have to you'd have to do full
Yes.
clears as characters, maybe perfect clears.
You're right. You do have to do. You have to unlock each one separately.
That's too bad. Ah, well.
Specifically, you have to complete arcade mode on arcade difficulty without losing a match after unlocking the secret character. No points for guessing who it is. Unlocking one at a time per character.
Okay.
But I did find a video and let me see, because we probably won't get all of them, but for Joe, his nunchucks turn into corn cobs.
Yes.
On a string.
Nagi is the lady we've been playing as. And,
yeah, I know. Zaimoku.
I see.
I think he's the guy with the hammer. He has a giant
Yes.
tuna.
Yes.
Tommy has a broomstick. Yusaku has a toy bullet train. Okay.
Oh, cause he's got the 3-part stick, so it as he wraps it around it, it just looks like a train with a carriage in the middle.
Oh, gotcha. Yoko has umbrellas instead of tonfas. Like
Makes sense.
onto her arms. Oh, she's grabbing the hooks with her hands, so they become like little tonfas.
Oh, that's cute.
Her forearm. Yeah. Lisa has a ladle and a spatula.
Yes.
But Nagi has a fork and a tablespoon. I don't know why they all have cooking implements.
I guess size are like big old butter knives?
Kurosawa has a giant fan. That's fun. Like a
the comedy fan.
like the Smash Bros fan from what do you call it? From I can't even Kabuki.
Yes.
Or not Kabuki, but the other one.
Hell.
The one that starts with an R.
Yeah, it's Rakubo?
Rakugo.
Rakugo, that's it.
Yeah. And Red Eye has fish on chopsticks.
Okay. But yeah, I appreciate that there's for a serious game, there's a bit of silliness to it.
Oh yeah.
If you get really deep into it.
I don't think it takes away the seriousness of the game to have a couple little goofy unlocks and cheat codes and whatnot.
Agreed. But yeah, honestly, we've kind of been this went better than expected already. What do you want to do? Should we we may not actually need to do let me put it like this. How much time do you want to put into this one? We could keep going. We could try for more character endings. We could I do think I need to get perfect clears for character portraits. We could take some time trying to grind those out. Or grind some of those out. I probably don't want to do 100% run of this game, but we could spend more time here or tonight. We could spend some time next week on this. What do you want to do?
I think we should definitely do the character endings. I think for now, work through as much of those as we can, and then for next time, we'll finish those up, and before next time, look up if there's anything else you want to do.
Okay. All right. Well, then in that case, if we're doing character endings, let's keep rolling forward with Saturn runs of people.
Yeah.
I'll go with Joe next.
Yep.
Let's see. Where is he in the manual here? Okay. Oh, hey, excuse me. That's not the game. That's the game. Ah, man. Let's see. So we saw shoulder throw before. Let's try Fangs of the Beast next. Let's see. Skullhead Crush. Well, next one.
Gallows Pole is kind of a gnarly name.
Oh, yeah. Nope. Oh, crap. No, darn. too soon. Alright, nope, focus on winning. Well.
今のアクションどうかしら。
俺の力不足。ラウンドワン、ファイト。
There we go. I think that was Gallows Pole?
Uh-huh.
In a way, this game kind of feels like an evolutionary link between earlier arcade conversions of fighting games to more modern fighting games. Along the lines of what you were saying before, of this game feeling a lot more modern. Like, the way it thinks about itself is still broadly in terms of the way basically every other arcade conversion that we've run into on this console feels. How it's presenting its menus, how its options are laid out, that sort of thing. Options kind of feeling like they would be the toggles on a cabinet. But at the same time, they're just the amount of options, even if a lot of them are more straightforward variations on hold up. Well, okay. Even if they're fairly straightforward options in terms of how they're modifying other gameplay modes, it's still neat to see all that variety here. Still feels like it's a little forward-thinking in all of that. It's interesting, even compared to other arcade conversions I really like Darkstalkers 3 or something. There's a bit more going on here. Alright, I gotta focus.
Also a rare example of a nunchuck user in a fighting game that's not inspired by Bruce Lee.
Oh yeah, huh.
Round one, fight!
Ah, pff. Outranged.
前に姿を見せるな。目障りだ。
Darn it.
負けるわけにはいかない。
俺の力不足だったか。ラウンドワン、ファイト。
Too soon. Ah, bah. Come on.
負けるわけにはいかないんでね。
俺の力不足だ。ラウンドワン、ファイト。
Ooh, nice. Didn't think I'd steal that back. Yeah, okay.
二度と俺の前に姿を見せるな。目障りだ。ラウンドワン、ファイト。 二度と俺の前に姿を見せるな。目障りだ。ラウンドツー、ファイト。
Ooh. Usually struggle with that guy. Zaimoku.
Maybe this guy's hits fast enough with his nunchucks that it interrupts every time he tries to swing that big hammer around.
Could be. Oh. Crap. Oh well.
諦めな。俺のラウンドワンファイト。慈悲深い俺に感謝するんだな。
Characters do have multiple victory animations if you hold the buttons.
Huh.
Let's try that.
慈悲深い俺に感謝するんだな。
I know Street Fighter Alpha lets you choose which win quote you do by depending on what input you put in, and I learned that's how you fight against Dan. Is you have to use the same win quote like 10 times in a row.
Really?
Yeah. Which I guess fits in with him taunting everyone.
I almost don't really want to grab as Joe. I just want to wall up with my nunchucks.
Makes sense, yeah.
Alright, rival fight.
久しぶりだな、優作。
やっぱりあんたも参加させられてたんだな。
じゃあ、今さら説明はいらねえな。
This is more like a like they don't exactly want to fight kind of thing, but they're gonna anyway.
Yeah. It's not like... You can't really call it a friendly rivalry, because the nature of the fighting game is that they're playing for keeps here. But
Yeah.
you definitely get that sense of cold, tired resignation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, cheese that win. No pride.
Hey, I'll go for it shamelessly.
There's no such thing as a bad win in a fighting game. That is a lesson I had to learn the hard way. Don't try to do something cool. Just accept the win, and that's it. Unless you're playing Mortal Kombat and they give you a free chance to do the fatality. Then you can go for it if you want.
Yeah, okay. Alright, let's see.
やっぱりチームはあんたが継ぐべきだったんだよ。
いつまで俺に甘えるつもりだ。
待ってくれ、ジョー。俺は。
優作、なんでお前にチームを任せたか考え直してから出直してこい。
Okay.
So even if Joe wins, he refuses to run the what is it, the Neo Souls or whatever. Oh, we do have to sit through this every time. Okay, okay.
Yeah, Neo Soul is Yusaku's, and Shinjuku Mad is Joe's.
Gotcha.
I guess what's Yusaku says, life was easy back in the old days. Soul Crew ruined the streets and nobody gave us any trouble. Let me see who Soul Crew is.
I'd assume Soul Crew is the crew of Neo Soul. Or no. It explains it in the backstory. Soul Crew is who unified all the street gangs.
Gotcha. Okay. and nobody gave us any trouble. But since our leader got wasted, meaning killed, not drugged,
Well,
you gotta watch your back around here. Now I'm the boss of Neo Cell, but I have to fight to get any respect. Joe split off to do his own thing, and Zaimoku went back home to work for his dad. Now every punk on the street wants to challenge me for the chance to be the new #1, but I've got 3 big sticks that say I'm here to stay. So he's listed first in both in-game and the manual, so he's kind of the default main character of this game, I guess.
which I think is notable because Yoko technically has a more direct tie with the backstory to the game, I think.
Uh-huh.
But I believe Yusaku sort of, in the conversion to console, became more significant. A little fuzzy on how that works, but...
For some reason, this guy's, all of his moves have, like, automobile theming to them. Like, his punch is quick tune-up, and then there's there's a combo that's called full RPM, and another that's called top speed.
That's kind of fun.
Get it? Exhaust storm.
Ah, man.
Yellow zone, red zone, which I don't exactly know what they mean, but they're probably related to Japanese traffic laws.
All I can think of is the line from friggin' Airplane where the announcers keep going back and forth between the red zone is for the loading and unloading of passengers only.
Yeah.
There's a garage bar by Boomgardner that we occasionally go to that all their stuff is also automobile themed. Like, I believe they're fried they do fried mushrooms as an appetizer, and those are just lug nuts. Fun bar overall. They deliberately they kind of have a reputation of just being deliberate assholes to you if you're a belligerent customer, but they treat you right if you're decent for it. They basically just stone cold don't give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
Crank throw. Let's try that one. That's quarter circle down punch. Ah. I got counter throwed.
We had a muscle car themed restaurant, which was pretty good near our town, but then unfortunately over time that got worse and worse, and just like I think they might have changed hands or something because the food got way lower quality.
Ah.
Now they're shut down. So
that's always heartbreaking.
Yep.
Was it kind of a COVID thing where that was around when hands were traded or what have you, or?
I don't think so. I think it happened later than that, but. But yeah, they used to make a really good burger, the Hot Rod Burger, but then they came up with the bright idea, like, they didn't have barbecue sauce, so let's load up the burger with an equivalent amount of Worcestershire sauce. That'll taste just fine.
Okay, I'm someone who likes to guzzle my stuff in barbecue sauce. Perfectly fair if that's not your preferred thing. I like that. But imagining the amount of barbecue sauce I like to put on, like, burgers and brats and whatever, and transposing that into Worcestershire, holy crap!
Yeah, it was a lot, too. is barely edible, to be honest.
I would imagine that'd be an acquired taste, which is to say you'd have to acquire new taste buds after that.
I don't even hate Worcestershire sauce, but you got to use it in moderation.
Yes. Like a little bit goes a very long way.
Yeah.
This is the nature with, like, that's horseradish, right?
No. Well, maybe. I don't think so.
I think there's horseradish in it at least.
Maybe.
But regardless, it that type of flavor, a little bit goes a very long way.
Yeah. Let's see what's in it. I don't actually know.
Ah.
Vinegar, salt, a sweetener, garlic, shallots or onions, soy sauce, and fish or fish sauce.
Oh, I was off. Where did I get horseradish from? Huh.
I don't know. Some formulations may include tamarind, umeboshi, or other pickles, chili peppers, citrus, or spices such as cloves.
Gotcha.
It's kind of like, it's hard to describe, but it's like a sort of tangy, sort of smoky sauce.
Mhm. Ooh, kick-ass. Okay. Two-stroke impact. Let's try that.
I have been playing so much classic Street Fighter lately that it is kind of refreshing to see characters that just like don't unleash special moves instantly.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
Wow, fireballs don't even exist in this game. What is even happening?
Honestly, I sort of remember that when I've mentioned before, previous job I had access to a MAME cabinet with a bunch of different arcade games.
Yeah.
I tried a bunch of fighting games on it. Like I did, let's see, Street Fighter 3, Third Strike. I did, Street Fighter Alpha, Warrior's Dreams. I tried, what is it? Street Fighter EX, the 3D one.
Yeah. Yeah. I heard that's really bad.
It's okay. Now that I've played more 3D fighting games, I can definitely see how lackluster it is, but it's okay.
Yeah.
But it's one of the things I noticed is that there definitely is kind of a dividing line where after it, and especially part of it is that jump into 3D, but after a certain point, it's definitely fighting games feel a lot more accessible, and like the CPU can be hard, but definitely not in the same capacity.
They rely more on like hopefully better AI rather than like being able to do a flash kick without holding down kind of things.
Yes. Yeah, like running through rival schools. It was hard. Again, not a genre that I'm especially adept at, but a lot easier to kind of wrap my head around some of that game's mechanics and its team interplay and stuff. Compared to Samurai Showdown, game I really respect, but very, very hard game. A very, again, technical fighting game versus spectacle fighting game, I guess. Right. As spectacle as Capcom gets, because even at their flashiest, they're fairly legit.
Well, with Samurai Showdown, I know like so much of it is like it's not really combo focused, but you one mistake will lose you the round, sort of thing. It's kind of like a Bushido Blade situation almost.
Indeed.
Except with Samurai Showdown, you still have to do the special moves to get your killing blow.
Yes. Although, interestingly, some matches can are simply resolved by depending on the type of blow you use to defeat the enemy. Sometimes they're just defeated. Sometimes the match ends with people carrying a corpse away.
Gotcha. But yeah, I've learned that you basically can't outzone a CPU in Street Fighter. It's not possible, which makes characters like Dhalsim way worse against the CPU than they otherwise would be. Because the CPU is unfair in how quick they can unleash their Hadokens and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So you basically have to approach in those matchups. And if you are going to use a Hadoken, it's going to be either against someone like Zangief or that doesn't have any other means of getting to you other than getting to you. Or maybe as an interrupt of their own fireball, but that usually just ends up with them throwing another one.
Ooh, nice.
I'm sure though this game probably jumps up exponentially in difficulty on the higher difficulties.
Wouldn't surprise me. I guess we can try futzing with some of the higher difficulties, but I don't mind just comfortably figuring it out down here.
Mm-hmm.
Can't remember if I mentioned it, but difficulties in the game are easy, medium, hard, and arcade.
So we're on medium right now?
Correct.
Okay, so it's probably medium for us as players without any real fighting game skill, but it probably, like, you probably have to get to arcade or hard for, like, an experienced player to feel it.
Wouldn't surprise me, yeah. Ah, damn it.
But it is interesting because I find that fighting games, at least for me, as someone who's generally pretty bad at the genre, what means normal for them does not mean normal in relation to other genres. It means really hard. And then the actual hard is like impossible level difficulty.
Well, yeah, friggin' hardest bosses ever in fighting games is on a whole different level.
Yeah. I think, like, for arcade games specifically, they are probably, outside of, like, specific Kaizo hacks and stuff, they're probably the hardest games to ever exist. Just because they were designed to be so hungry for your quarters and everything.
Sure.
So, uh,
Oh, hold up.
you, oh yeah.
それは俺を倒してから言うセリフだな、優作。
Oh, it is
なん
Joe.
でチームを抜けたんだ知りたいか、優作。
I guess they are the same in this case.
Interesting.
But, yeah. You see this a lot with, like, shmups. Shmups are known for being ridiculously difficult, but, like, if you try to do a one-credit clear on a beat-em-up, it's similarly difficult, or, like, fighting against certain bosses in fighting games on arcades. Usually there's some way to play the game that's, like, incomparably difficult to any console game, honestly. It's sort of like you can't expect any fairness in these games. The people that enjoy them like breaking the games over their knee and figuring them out and sort of almost getting revenge for them being so quarter hungry, maybe.
I suppose as well, if you get into fighting games, naturally you just become so accustomed to playing it that you just get good at it.
Yeah.
Alright, hold up.
ふざけるな最後で手抜いただろまだ俺を認めてないんだなジョーどうしたらあんたは俺を認めてくれるんだよお前は何のためにソウルクルーを継いだんだそれは俺に認められるためかそんな奴にソウルクルーを任せた覚えはねえなそんな気持ちで群れの舵取りなんかできるわけねえだろうが優作
Interesting. So it sort of plays out similarly regardless of which among them wins.
Yeah. I guess that makes sense since Joe's kind of... he wants to be out of it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I doubt that anyone, or very few people, really got good at fighting games until they had home ports. Like, maybe some of them did, but I could just imagine, or maybe if it was at a arcade that specifically enabled free play, but just the sheer amount of quarters you'd have to put in to get really good at the game, it seems unrealistic.
Yeah. Alright, that's 4 of the game's 6 character. Nope. 4 of the game's 8 characters. Well, 8 and change characters. Do you want to keep going with
Let's do one more because there is 9 characters, and because we will probably want to do some other stuff.
Okay. Works for me. Who should I be? Tommy, Yoko, Zaimoku, or Lisa?
Let's do Zaimoku. I want to see Big Ham.
Grrr. Alright, what's his deal?
I thought I could give up all this king of the streets tough guy baloney when I came back to work for my pop. All I wanted to do was put in an honest day's work at the yards and set up a good example for the rest of the dumpsters. And then this whole stupid Street War thing had to flare up again. That's the reason I quit Soul Crew to begin with. But now Red Rum's making threats to my boys. They say there's gonna be trouble if I don't show. I say there's gonna be trouble when I do. Oh, interesting. He has dedicated counterattacks unlike every other character.
Interesting.
Yeah, he has a separate category called counterattacks that
Oh.
people don't have.
Interesting.
Which I guess kind of makes him like a grappler.
Well, he is the game's big guy, so I suppose that tracks.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have thought that we'd get that in a weapon-based thing, but...
Yeah. Like, it's not literally grappling the counterattacks, but they fill the similar role of punishing you for going in the wrong way.
Ah. Working overtime. Alright. Oh yeah, he even has a clothes line. Okay.
I
Ooh,
Looks like
nice.
yeah. There's not many charge inputs in this game, but he does have some of them. If you look on his page, I think anything with a black arrow is a charge, so you have to hold that.
Oh, that type of charge. Okay.
Yeah.
Indeed. Unsurprisingly, Zaimoku just hits hard.
Half circle punch is that sounds good. Zaimoku wind up.
Oh, hell. Dark rooftop.
So this game doesn't have sidestepping, does it?
No, it does not. Virtua Fighter didn't either.
I see. I kind of prefer that, honestly.
Characters do move to the side, but it's more just a natural consequence of fighting rather than a specific input.
I feel like that would make a lot of these inputs really complicated because you would move your character instead of trying to input the thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh. That didn't quite work out the way I wanted at all. Draw! Interesting. I didn't know that was a thing.
But yeah, like in a way, is this even really a 3D fighting game?
No, yeah, I mean, they move in 3D space. We just don't control their movements.
Right, but since you don't control it, there's no Z-axis.
Um, I don't know about that. Like, for example, I could theoretically back Nagi into a corner here, but depending on the flow of movements, that could be a flat corner or could be the actual corner of this arena, which these both spots will have different properties. You can bounce off of the wall. You can't bounce off of the actual corner.
Yeah, I guess so. It seems like it has less impact, though, than even like Virtua Fighter, because Virtua Fighter has ring outs and stuff.
Again, supposedly, if you're really confident with your play, you can like bounce off of the edge of the arena fairly effectively to set something up. But by and large, I agree with you. It's not as directly impactful. Yeah, okay.
今のアクションどうかしら。
I'm trying to think of who we haven't fought yet that will prove to be his rival. I think he's got a blood stain on his pants.
Maybe that's what the... Yeah, I think that is blood.
Can't believe he killed someone and kneeled in them. Maybe that's why Red Eye's skin is red. He's covered in the blood of his enemies. That or he's incredibly suntanned.
Um,
Uh-oh. Oh, I got it. It's fine. Naked airport. Oh, this is going to be the guy we just were. Yusaku.
優作、お前さんは気づいているかどう
a
かは
lot
知
of
らねえが、
Yusaku, I guess.
何のことだ？
ジョーはお前さんに、まあいい。俺も元ソウルクルーとして、お前さんがどこまで成長したか見せてもらおうか。
But yeah, maybe Red Eye's like Elizabeth Bathory and just like bathe in the blood of all of his victims.
Hardcore.
Which didn't actually happen. I know, but I don't care.
It happened in Castlevania, that's what matters. Clearly.
Back up, back up. Okay.
Nope, all good. You're probably right, though, that would have been smarter.
Yeah, don't try to be cool. Especially with the time limits so tight on this. Getting ahead and then waiting it out's a smart play a lot. Like now. Back up.
Oh, crap. Nope, I have to... Ah, too late.
That's why you should have backed up.
Yeah, you're right. Speaking of the timer, it is possible to adjust the in-game match length. 30 seconds is just what it defaults to. Again, I presume because that's what Virtua Fighter defaults to.
Man. Killing him with 3 normal attacks feels good.
Yeah, Zaimoku's just brutal.
Ah, あのひよっこがね。
あんたにとっちゃ俺はいつまでも子供ってわけか。
お前さんは先代のスピリットを一番受け継いだと思ったから、ジョーも俺も身を引いたんだ。ジョーを残念がらすんじゃねえぞ。
So I guess Zaimotsu also relinquishes his victory over to Yusaku.
Not sure how much I like how all of these endings so far, except for what's her name,
Nagi.
Seem to exist to put over Yusaku.
I suspect the girls will be a bit less involved with that plot line.
Uh-huh.
And I don't even know what Tommy's deal is.
He's involved with a little channel called Designing 4 these days.
Got me there.
It does say he's from LA, so close enough.
Ta, there you go. All right, so that's
So yeah,
five characters down, 4 to go.
I like this game so far. I think that I'm always on the lookout for fighting games that I think I would be able to learn
Mhm.
because it's always sort of difficult as especially like what happened was that like Street Fighter specifically got really more and more insular, whereas like Third Strike is kind of considering the peak of like only um, the top level players can really compete with that,
Mhm.
um, which is why they dialed a lot of things back with Street Fighter 4. But that's really a big part of why you started to see the divide, where you got certain things like Smash Bros, which went the complete opposite direction, and um, like there's a lot of casual focus. There's a lot of competitive scene with it too, but obviously it wasn't designed with that in mind, and it has a big casual fan base as well.
Mhm.
Or you got the complete opposite thing with like your Blaze Blues and whatnot, are which just ramp up that complexity to the next level, um, trying to get those people that really love the intricacies of those systems.
Mhm.
So um, I think before that split happened, sometimes you see games that um, are like in the middle where they still do have inputs, and like motion inputs, and um, a lot of footsies game and like stuff like that, but um, they didn't get quite to the level of like having to do super moves and memorizing big combo sequences and whatnot. Um, it'd be nice if more games kind of existed in that halfway thing where they um, more fighting games existed there. It's
Mhm.
kind of a hard thing to sell as a fighting game because either you want to sell it to people who don't know what they're doing, or you want to sell it to people who do know what they're doing. Um, but when I
Mhm.
do see a game that's kind of more mid-level complexity, I always appreciate it.
Yeah, this feels a little weird to say, but I'm kind of finding that Sega's internal teams did really well with fighting games, or at least they made fighting games that generally appeal to my sensibilities as a gamer. Part of that is just having a block button. I know that's, depending on who you ask, that's heresy in the realm of fighting games, but it's just so natural to me to just go, okay, I do this versus holding back. Entirely a preference thing, but I don't know. This Virtua Fighter and Golden Axe The Duel, and even stuff outside of the purview of this series playthrough, like Sonic the Fighters, Virtua Fighter 2. Oh, come on, surely.
With Golden Axe, hold back to block.
That it was. So,
Yeah,
so that's a bit more conventional. But like I feel like a lot of Golden Axe the Duel was specifically trying to invoke Street Fighter,
right.
and mostly by coincidence, Darkstalkers. Um, so like that's part of that genre work. But even overarchingly, I feel like the way that Sega's internal teams were thinking about these fighting games really appeals to me as someone who's more in a novice position of working through fighting games, of learning fighting games. And again, I have a few under my belt, but you know what I mean.
I think um, I like the block button for certain things and don't like it for other things. Like there, I understand all of the ways they've worked around it, like with charge inputs. That makes a lot of sense. How you have to hold, how it makes you naturally block when you're doing that. But
Hmm.
I like with the block button that um, you don't have to move while also blocking, which I
Yes.
find um, which I find puts me in a weird situation a lot of times. A lot of times I feel like I have to back up into the corner in order to fully understand, to fully have access to my blocking um, in traditional fighting games. And then in the corner, that's where you get combo food. You become combo food.
Sure.
So um, I know they want you to just kind of like tap it when you see a move approaching, but that's sort of hard to get a handle for sometimes, especially since it um e- even if you do it just a little bit, that's going to move your character just a little bit, and now that throws off your spacing. So
Yeah. Honestly, that's the issue that I experience. It's I tend to be very aggressive in fighting games.
right,
So anything that requires retreating isn't something that comes natural to me. And the idea of constantly having to back away to set up a defensive guard, that's something that I actively have to be thinking about. Of hit back to block, hit back to block. Now, of course,
uh-huh.
this isn't me complaining about that as an approach. Just an observation of that of it's something that I'm having to learn and I'm trying to learn.
Yeah, but um, it does make certain things, like I said, it makes it more natural in certain regards if you're playing a character that backs up a lot, like they throw projectiles a lot,
Mhm.
for example. Um, that's kind of nice to have, just because if you're in the game plan of throwing a lot of projectiles, then it makes sense that you're wanting to retreat, and um, being defensive would come more naturally to that play style. But I think like a rush down character is hard for me in a traditional fighting game sometimes, because you have to like approach them, um, do your combo, uh, wait for, you have to anticipate their move and hold the button as soon as you expect it to come. So it's a lot of like forethought involved in
Mhm.
blocking.
Yeah, yeah, and I respect that design space. I think that's really neat to see. Um, Now that I'm better able to understand that sort of thing. These days, now that I'm better able to understand that sort of thing, that's a very neat design space to see.
And you could argue that that makes it balances out the rushdown characters too, because since blocking isn't natural and they want to be pushing forward, that gives them the opening that they need for someone to counter them.
Hmm.
But it makes it difficult for, like I said earlier, that in Street Fighter you can't beat the CPU at zoning. So in order to beat the CPU, you learn by pushing buttons, um, and trying to do your cool combo, because zoning doesn't work. So it
Mm.
doesn't teach you either way, because if you're doing the rushdown, you don't learn how to block, and if you're doing the zoning, you don't learn how to. You don't really learn how to outzone them because the computer will always outzone you no matter what you do. So you sort of don't really learn either character style.
Sure.
But anyway, I appreciate. I feel like uh the CP, at least on the arcade ladder against CPUs, it feels closer to fighting against a real human just because they don't rely as heavily on abusing super moves, and they like even your normal moves are pretty good in this and not that much worse than like your super moves. I find.
Yeah. Yeah, like running through as Zaimoku and Joe, I just felt no real need to experiment with the super moves. I'm sure on higher general play levels, I would want to better know these characters' specific kit interactions. But on a fairly casual level, a lot of these characters just generally feel very good to use, or their normals have a very obvious appeal that makes it engaging to play as them.
Yeah, it's. I feel against the CPU it's always a difficult balance because the this CPU in fighting games tends to um, be beaten by things different from an actual player. So spamming certain moves is a lot more effective against them. Um, and sometimes, and because they react so quickly, special moves can be a lot less effective because you have to do the special move input faster than is reasonable to actually do. Um, so I would like to see more fighting games kind of uh, have AI that is um, that encourages you to use your full kit instead of either spamming certain moves or just either spamming special moves or spamming normal moves.
Yeah, yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I don't know if this game does that yet because we were mostly playing on normal difficulty, and I feel like um, most players could eke out a win by just spamming normal moves. But I want to see if there's like more depth where you have to actually learn the rest of them.
Yeah, remind me next time. We'll experiment a little bit with some of the higher difficulties.
Yeah. Um, yeah. Because it puts you in this weird situation where you want to learn um you want to learn, but the practical thing is just to mash buttons.
Mhm.
So even though you try to learn other moves, it's never the practical thing immediately in front of you. So the
Yeah.
practical solution in front of you. But
Mhm.
we'll see if that becomes more practical in higher difficulties.
Yeah. Yeah. For, and that'll be what we'll take a look at next time, I think.
Yep.
Uh,
But yeah, also look up um see if there's any other modes you want to experiment with or any unlocks that sound like, oh, we gotta check out this, or just take a look around.
sure.
I
Maybe.
think you pretty I think you pretty much got uh Like there's not going to be a whole lot of surprises, so don't have to worry about spoilers or anything.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about that. I appreciate what this game has in terms of like tonality and stuff. I'm not too worried about. Oh no, it's
Yeah.
Evil Joe, who's like Joe but kidnapped by Shadaloo or whatever. But yeah, I'll look into it. Like I guess I went back and forth over the course of this stream, but along the lines of what I said towards the top, we'll treat this like we did Bushido Blade, where first session was kind of a, okay, well, let's hop in and see what we're working with. And then next session will be a bit more educated of, all right, this is what we're shooting for with some of this stuff, just rounding out the experience a bit. But we'll have that to look forward to for next time. Until then, thank you for joining us, folks. We hope you all had fun, and we will catch you on the next stream.
See you next time.